Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't count Yellow Buff out any time that Maokai is being played by Follow Me on Twitter. His jungle.
Good point.
I'm not
Very good
exaggerating, man. What is this play? Wow, Noble Frog looking to land that dazzle. Try to deal some early game harass on Alex Pie, but just barely out of range, like an inch out of range. All you Europeans, that's like 2.5 centimeters. But yeah, look at this positioning. Very aggressive from both players, and I think we're ready to get into this cast here, Pure Shield.
Yeah, I think it's ready for Pure Shield to go back to his attic. I'm gonna go ahead and get him locked back up, handcuffed to the radiator there.
So let's go over the colors really
I don't
quick
know why there's a radiator in an attic,
for
okay.
the viewers. This is Yellow Buff here as color blue, and whoa, I'll hold my tongue as we almost.
Oh boy, here we go. A flash dazzle for Tarek, actually catching Martel in the brush. Interesting how that interacted there. And the wards go down. The flash is wasted though. They're not able to pick up a kill from there. Maybe got a little too far, a little too aggressive there. Oh well, it was a nice try. I appreciate the effort there. But no, Yellow Buff, who is blue team, and Electric, who is red team, are going to split up here and go back to their respective buffs. It looks like. What are they going to do? It looks like Maokai is doing his pretty standard, dropping his gifts. Maokai dropping his gifts there at the Wolves, and pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, that was a pretty edgy play. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Flash Dazzle did go down on a Rumble. So it was a Flash Dazzle on a Flash. It was a counter Flash. Did I mention Flash? Not the superhero, the summoner spell. There's flashing all over the place, and I think that, I don't know, it plays out in advantage of Electric because Rumble's not going to have that flash to lane early against Vladimir, who is great at tower dives. Whereas, you know, it's not that big of a deal if Tarek's flash is down for the early lane. So let's keep a close eye on Rumble.
Rumble's pretty rough, though. He has a really strong, he's a lot of defense, so I don't think he's going to have to worry too much about Vlad's harass. But we will see. They're both actually pretty good harassment champions, both of them both. But I think that Vladimir has a sustained advantage, so that's going to be tough for him. He really needs those ganks from his Maokai. But we've already got a lot of pressure on the slotted pig down bottom. Jackie Chan also taking some damage in return. Matter of fact, Misfortune's damage actually exceeding Jackie Chan's at this point. So this actually gives a slight advantage to Yellow Buff's bottom lane. We'll see how long that lasts, though. After all, they do have the Tarek sustain. Which is going to make things a little more difficult for them. Meanwhile, mid, we actually have some serious trading going on with a completely missed orb coming from Ari, and then Victor getting the upper hand there. Now, Corky's health is actually getting caught back up. He's actually just about the same level as Misfortune, but he had to blow through a lot of potions to get there. Misfortune's still sitting on 2 potions, whereas Corky's down to 1. Not a gigantic difference, especially once you factor in Tarek's sustain. So it's actually not that big of a deal.
Also,
however, the extra
also,
AD from Janna's shield may make a big difference too.
Corky's being,
actually, there's a turnaround. Sorry to interrupt you there. They just cannot stop fighting for long enough for Hengest to start talking. But the shield, Janna had to place the shield there on command and gave Misfortune the buff, and she was able to really outdamage Corky. And now the supports are chasing each other in the river while the ADs. But anyway, go back to what you're saying there, Hengest.
I was going to say that in order to keep up with this harass at the bot lane, Jackie Chan has had to compromise his mana pool. Take a look there. That is going to affect his farm, especially versus MF's completely topped off mana pool, where she's free to harass a little bit. However, it does appear that he's regenerating mana faster than usual. I'm not really sure. He wouldn't stack any kind of mana regen runes. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. But look at this flashing everywhere.
I doubt that. We actually had a huge gank from Maokai with an almost instant kill on Arya. First blood going to Yellow Buff. There was a it happened so quick before we could barely even say it. But Maokai flashed in for the Twisted Advance. Ari flashed. The Twisted Advance went all over the place and all kinds of loop-de-loops around the middle to land it. And then Victor followed up with a quick, easy Death Ray. And an Ignite, of course. So yeah, that was
and a power transfer. Yeah.
Nice gank, nice gank. That's the Maokai. That's follow me on Twitter's Maokai.
He snuck up on me, and I'm in the spectator mode. Just imagine what Ari was feeling during that. I was like, grah! We should have banned Maokai. I knew it. We should have banned him. But yes, that's going to give Victor a huge edge right there. Landing first blood, he's free to go back and pick up a Dorns, maybe even rush an Augment at this point. However, Alex Pie had a very peculiar Victor build in his last match that he played him. And again, as I mentioned, he didn't get that Augment until like the 25-minute mark, which is unusual. But he did pick up the Augment Death. I'd like to see him go a really heavy AP build right now. Let's wait and see what he buys to really broaden the gap between him and Ari, which is a very close lane statistically right now. So he did pick up double Dorans.
Double Dorans. Wow. Yeah, that's funny. Double Dorans, huh? I guess he really does not want Ari to have any chance whatsoever of poking him down.
Well, yeah, with that mana regen.
That double shot from MF almost killing Corky.
Yeah.
Because Tarek got too close, and that was pretty funny. We actually have a gank attempt from Maokai. Do you think they're going to dive this? They may actually go for a
This
dive.
would be so
They really
ballsy right now.
Oh, man. Look at Maokai going for the dive. Corki has to jump out. They're going to actually focus Tarek instead under the tower. Janna taking the tower hits. And they're actually going to pick up a kill on Noble Frog right off the bat with the sapling finishing. I thought it would be the Ignite finishing it, but the sapling really followed up with it. Corki really bailed out on Tarek. Corki said, nope, see ya.
I have run out of adjectives to describe Maokai's play right now. I mean, I've never seen Maokai play like that. It's not that he's doing anything unusual. It's just he's amazing. He doesn't make mistakes.
His timing is so good. I think that was actually, I want to criticize Jackie Chan there because I have the hubris to do so. And Jackie Chan actually retreated instantly as soon as the gank came in. Instead of staying under the tower, they could have easily picked up a 1-for-1 or even a 2-for-1 underneath that tower because it's still so early in the game. I don't with his damage, you know. I mean, they almost killed Janna after all. But up top, we had a bunch of trades between. We've seen a bunch of trades between Rumble and Vladimir. Rumble barely surviving ultimate and coming out on top. I actually thought Vlad's ultimate would just pick him off at the last second, but he had just enough health in combination with his shield to survive.
Watch out for the cannon minion there, Martel. Cutting it dangerously close, man.
Yeah, Martel catching a little close. I think it was still within the timer that Vladimir got credit for. That would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? But I don't think that they're going to allow that to happen. Yellow Buff pulling out to an early lead with 3 kills, 2 of them going to their, I guess their carry, is Maokai. not really their carry, but you know what I'm saying. He's almost their star player right now. And follow me on Twitter with his Maokai in the lead. There's also a kill picked up for Rumble, which is extremely helpful. Basically, Electric is in trouble now. This is like the first time we've seen that happen in quite a while. In terms of farm, Corki's also way behind Misfortune. So all these things I was saying before the game about how this Misfortune pick may be a problem. Looks like I'm just wrong about everything. So they got they're pushing a lot of damage down, but unfortunately for them, they have to retreat because Maokai is coming up for the defense. So follow me on Twitter once again.
Hikarim looking to dive the victor right now.
Very, very important. Yeah, I really Hikarim. He really wants some blood. He's at least going to take Big Wraith before he goes back.
But you know what? They're totally aware of his position right now.
Oh boy, they are totally aware of his positioning, and there's Maokai jumping on top of Hikarim. He's going to have to run for his life. He got his prize though. He got what he was coming for, so that's fine for him. And he's actually going to give blue over to Ari very quickly. Maokai is in turn going to give blue to his victor. So Alex Pie is going to have blue in here in just a moment. I do believe. I haven't seen a ping, but
keep a close eye at bottom, Cromar, because MF is about to ding 6. I think we're going to see an immediate ult because she does have a significant EXP advantage over Corki right now. In fact, just get a couple minion kills. Kill the minions.
Oh, the shield completely negating the damage it did during the dazzle. Such a nice timing on that Janna shield. My God. Noble Frog is something else. Doesn't matter what champion he's playing. He plays kill lane all the time. He's like, no, I'm going to play pure support and still do just as good. There's the ultimate actually picked up level 6 for Misfortune. We have a gank up top. Follow me on Twitter, jumping on Vladimir. Vladimir is just ungankable, though, but he is going to... no! Yes, he finally dies. But we're going to see Martel fall as well to the tower. That was not that hard to predict right there. I mean, they stayed a long time. Vladimir's stupid pool is so obnoxious to play against. It is so obnoxious. You think you have, and then you're like, okay, I'll wait like a 3.5 seconds for you to come out of your pool or whatever. I don't think it's that long, but it's quite a while. Feels like an eternity when you're standing under a tower. But yeah, Corki does not have his ultimate. Tarek does not have his ultimate. We actually have just an ultimate for Misfortune. However, there is a gank coming from Ari. This could shut down Misfortune big time. There's the charm, but she cleansed the charm. Nice.
Wow.
If she hadn't cleansed that charm, she would have hit with a dazzle. On the other hand, you can also argue that Jackie Chan is so low right now that they most likely would not have gotten much done with that CC. But still, the incredibly fast reaction time on that cleansing that charm with something else.
Absolutely.
That is why cleanse is so powerful.
Even enough to evade that Foxfire Orb, the true damage on the comeback there. Big play there from MF. That's amazing reflexes from Slaughter Pig. Look at this Victor, CJing over the wall. This is something so easy to do with Victor. The Death Ray actually grants you vision, so he can two-shot the big Wraith without even going into enemy jungle. And that's
just laser and a power transfer,
and with
so check out the damage here. Rumble actually pressuring Vladimir with a lot of damage. Seriously, he's in trouble though. He doesn't have the sustain Vlad does, so Vlad can catch back up. So he really wants to be careful with losing too much health in these trades. But it's just surprising how much damage.
We're gonna see a Chaos Storm
here, man.
Just like you said
before this match. Yeah, I do see the Victor coming up top. He's actually Victor is getting pincered.
Yeah, he's
really
of
Hikarim and Ari. This is going to be really, really nasty.
Here
comes Hikarim. He's going to go for it. There's a Hikarim ult catching. Oh my God, and a charm on Vlad. Victor.
Oh, but the cloud!
Goner. Victor is an absolute goner. The Ignite's going to finish off Vlad just barely. with Electric actually picking up the upper hand in that exchange due to the 2 assists. That was a nice ultimate into charm combination. Victor was just totally helpless there. All he could do was throw his ignite at them real quick before he died, and that's about it. Rumble actually now is going to go try to follow up with Hikarim. Actually, no, he gave up on it. Never mind. Looks like he decided he couldn't win that fight. Hikarim is still at full health.
I want to point out how high Alex Pie's APM has to be to pull off a play like that. CC chain like that, you have to make a lot of keystrokes to get that ray, the cloud, and the ignite on the proper target. He calculated that perfectly, anticipating that blood pool from Vlad and allowing the last tick of the ignite to take him down. That was a big play by Alex Pie, making the best of that situation.
Yeah, Alex Pie is something else, man. This guy is impressive. Anyway, so it looks like getting a little too friendly. They're trying to take out Misfortune, but here comes Follow Me on Twitter with the defense, actually saving Slotted Pig from certain death. And Follow Me on Twitter taking a lot of tower damage, but he is Maokai, so he does not care. And he's going to escape with no real issue. Now, Jackie Chan very low. I'm amazed at how big of a turnaround this is. Like, before this game, we were talking about how the this kind of stomp that happened bottom lane in the previous match was not a difference in skill. It just was a snowball situation. And now we're seeing that this is absolutely true.
I'm telling you, man, it's the Maokai. We might just rename this to God Kai or something. Like, when he's being played by Following Me on Twitter, he's just ridiculous. Like I said, there is no RNG. There is no chance with Maokai ganks. It's either like you decide to kill somebody or you don't. Like, there's no when it's in the hands of this player, he'll kill somebody whenever he decides to. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying right now. He's just amazing at Maokai. There's no other else.
I know. We're just slobbering all over his, you know what. But anyway, Hikarim's actually going to bump into Maokai in the jungle, but neither of them wants a piece of that, so they're both going to back off at the same time. And Hikarim's ultimate is almost available, by the way, so you need to watch out for that. He may actually go for a gank bottom. If I was Hikarim, I certainly would be trying to pressure bottom as much as humanly possible. Very, very important. They cannot succeed without Jackie Chan making a comeback. As I was talking as well, there was a nice duel between Martel and Vladimir. Vladimir, what a legend, has just fallen so far behind. Rumble is dominant. We were actually hoping for this before the match. We were actually really hoping to see some serious Rumble play, which we have not seen so far in this tournament. Every Rumble pick has been kind of bad, but in this case, it looks like Rumble has the advantage over Vlad, which is surprising. I thought the sustain from Vlad would make a difference. But here comes Hikarim with a straight down the middle, going straight down bot lane. There's the ultimate, catching Misfortune in a bad position, though. He should have gone trying to go past her. Does catch Janna, though. Janna is going to go down very easily. I don't know if you know about that. For those of you who, Hikarim's not seen that often, but the way Hikarim's fear works, it's not a random like most fears. They always run away from the target zone. So as Hikarim, you want to go past your target to make them go in the other direction, or you just want to, basically you want to push them away from your landing site. Yeah. And because he did not do that with Misfortune, it was basically displaced Misfortune into a defensive position. It almost like it had no effect on her whatsoever.
Do you see why I tell people he's the most intimidating champion? When he dashed in there, he consumed the entire lane with his 3 ghosts, man. It's just like a tidal wave of Centaur. He's just like, I don't know, man. His spell effects are just, they're just disconcerting as hell, man. When you see a Hikarim come in, like half of your attention is just directed at how frightening that champion is when he uses his ult.
Oh man, that'd be a great skin, man. Water Elemental Hikarim. It's just literally a tidal wave when you that would be good. That would be good. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, so down bottom, Misfortune. Jen is coming to rejoin Misfortune. About to say she's by herself. Look at the damage on Jackie Chan. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'm just so surprised to see Jackie Chan in a bad position like this. But the Slotted Pig really does have what it takes to match with him. Martel is just stomping. What a legend here. There's an ult goes down. He's going for another kill on Vlad. He's really might even get him. Oh my goodness. No, he's actually forced to retreat. He overheated, and here comes Hikarim. Oh, what an overextend. I really thought he would have got him too. Yeah, flashing out of the charge. That is too bad. It really looked like that charge was going to hit too, but the flash coming just in time. I cannot believe what a legend survived that. I thought he had him for sure, but Hikarim just really sealed that fate right there. Yeah, the Vlad pull. I suppose if it wasn't for that Vlad pull, he would have been gone or long before then. But that's just what he does.
Oh,
wow.
Yet another
anyway,
kill
there's
secure.
Maokai with the gank. They're like, nope, we're not letting Vlad get out of here this time. There ain't no way, no how. Vlad surviving this would be an absolute miracle. It's just not going to happen. He punches him to death through the overheating.
It's like I said, man.
Does give him a punching buff.
It's like I said.
Sorry, what's that?
It's like I said. When Maokai deems somebody needs to be killed, they're going to die. It's like he's like a demigod just smiting people on the map left and right. I mean, every time he goes to a lane and he wants to gank, it's always a success. How often does he fail a gank?
No, never. I mean, he's 2-0-2. He hasn't picked up his oracles yet. We saw in the last game where Follow Me on Twitter was playing with Maokai. He did pick up an oracles. very early on and never lost it. Oh, check out Misfortune with the attempted Dragon's Tail. Not quite getting there, though. We're actually going to... Oh,
look
wow.
at that.
Alex
Flash gravity field. Look at this. He's going to get melted by a Chaos Storm.
He may actually kill Ari. No.
Chaos Storm.
Be forced to retreat. There's the... Oh, my goodness. The Death Ray picking up Ari at absolute... max range. Nice job from Alex Pye.
All right.
5-on-1. He manages to flash over the wall. Ari over pursues and dies.
That was a perfect placement of the gravity field. It's so hard to catch movement champions like Ari in that gravity field because it takes 2 seconds to get that stun off, but he completely closed off the path that would have taken to pursue the victor. And of course, the skill shot from that Death Ray was sensational as well.
Oh god, the way he finished that was incredible. That was incredible.
Huge.
A lot of big farming away down bottom now. He's up 132 farm to Corky's. The difference between their farm right now is just really messed up. Honestly, Jackie Chan is just so far behind. Last game, even though his creep score wasn't exceptionally high, it was still obviously much higher than his lane opponent. Now it's quite a bit behind his lane opponent. Misfortune's 134 farm. That's actually really impressive. You figure at tournament level play, you got to do at least 80 to 90 per 10 minutes, and he's almost on that mark. He's very, very close to that mark. So the Slotted Pig showing that he's definitely an elite player. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to argue with that after watching this. And but he has to make up for last game. That Graves play, getting stomped by Ezreal so badly. He has to make sure that it's clear it wasn't just that he's a bad player, that he's outmatched. It's that he's on a level. It just the last game didn't go very well for him.
Look at this.
That's all there is to it.
This is what it means to get outplayed in the mid lane. These champions well matched together, but these skill shots are so one-sided. All these Death Rays landing over the charms.
So
and the
Maokai going for a secure kill on Taric. He just has decided that Taric is time to die. And there it is. There it is. Maokai has spoken. Maokai has spoken.
Exactly.
Follow me on Twitter
accidentally
barely missed.
walking into that
Sorry,
charm
I thought you were about to jump in there. A couple of skill shots back and forth there. I actually saw it looked like Ari had a nice combo going, but she's actually pretty terrified of Victor.
Oh yeah.
And the gravity field. I mean, I definitely would be terrified of Victor as well. Oh man, so with the tower down bottom here, just a second, probably before Jackie Chan can reinforce, they're actually gonna have a lot of map control, and I think we're gonna see Misfortune and her partner there, and Janna roaming the map from now on. I think they're gonna roam up mid and actually harass Ari. There goes that tower kill. They're probably gonna roam up mid and harass Ari. Now we're gonna see a ping in the jungle. What are they gonna do here? Both teams ping in the jungle. They want to... Ooh, are they going to go for it?
I think the plan is Maokai's going to walk on water and then go for a 2-man or 3-man dive here. But take a look.
Maokai just may do that. Also in the jungle, we're watching Rumble get absolutely manhandled by Hikarim and Ari. There was just no way to escape all that mobility. That just could not do that. Too much damage, too much mobility, and Rumble is just in a really bad spot. No matter how defensive he is, he just couldn't handle it. Meanwhile, down bottom, I think that they have given up on this gank. Maybe Maokai has not yet made the declaration of whether they're going to die. So we don't know yet, but we're waiting for word for him. Just keep refreshing for Twitter updates. There he is, decided to smite Ari with his amazing powers, and there's the kill.
That is
3-0-3 is now follow me on Twitter. Has he picked up his oracles yet? He's probably going to pick it up at the next buy.
This is a disgusting amount of Victor damage right now, friends and viewers. He's going to rush his death cap, no doubt. And then probably even get a Zonius before his augment death. He's clearly an experienced Victor player, not relying on DOTs because he lands every single skill shot. And he's been picking up kills left and right with this Death Ray. It's going to be really hard for them to stop this Victor, Maokai, even MF right now, out of control. I don't know what Electric's going to do right now. They're getting outplayed so badly right here.
Yeah, they're getting trashed. I'm really surprised to see Misfortune so dominant. That's such good news, though. I mean, it's always nice when due to recent changes, whatever, the AD carries become more, diverse. Just seeing Corky and Ezreal in every single game gets tiring, and the occasional Graves, maybe a Tristana. They're trying to put Caitlyn and Misfortune back in the mix with buffs to them. This Misfortune buff seems to have done the trick because she is definitely doing something here. Maybe it's just the Maokai interference. I don't know, but I'm really glad to see that we have a really competitive match here. I honestly, Electric's behind, but they're not as behind as Yellow Buff was in the previous game.
No.
At this point, this is definitely something you can come back from. That 5,000 gold, that deficit can be made up with just a really, really nice team fight in a Baron. You can pretty much make up for that. And if you look at who has the gold, yeah, Maokai, he doesn't have his oracles yet. I'm sure he will very soon. But having all that money is not that big of a deal. I mean, his strongest role is something that doesn't require any gold, which is his ridiculous root.
Yes.
So I really feel like I really feel like that gold that has gone to Maokai is not wasted. Isn't the right term. I mean, but it's not as effective as it would have been if it had gone to Misfortune, if it had gone to the slotted pig. But she has 0 kills, so that can make a big difference late game. We could actually see a dominant Corki late game. Anyway, speaking of, oh my goodness, speaking of dominant, Ari just diving on Victor. Victor blows everything, but he just got the, I mean, she initiated on him. There's Maokai with the mile-long route, and unfortunately, though, he is in a bad spot. He's actually caught way out of position. I'm not sure why he went in there. Finally, a shutdown on Maokai. Maybe it's for the best he didn't buy that Oracles after all. He got caught really, really bad position, 4 on 2. Jana was like, I don't know what you're doing there, buddy, but I'm out of here. And Rumble's come up as well. Rumble is also a really strong force to be reckoned with here, but I think that, yeah, that play actually went really in favor of Electric. We see a little bit of comeback from Electric.
I think that Follow Me on Twitter was not anticipating Victor to lose that exchange. He really lost it because he missed out on that Death Ray. And I have to say, if he had his Augment Death by now, that would have probably gone differently. Although, yeah, I don't know. He's the superior Victor player. I'm not going to critique his build at all, as he does have his death cap now. Oh, he did pick up the Augment Death just as he died.
He did just now, yeah. He did just now. I think he picked it up after his death, but I think that because Ari got the initiation, the initial burst, I think that's really what did it, man. I think if Victor had gotten the opening, then it would have gone completely the other direction. I mean, both of those champions are like squishy instant death burst champions, so I think that that's the case. Oh, nice. Speaking of catching people in a bad position, goodness, he actually caught Ari way out of position there. Now, we also have another death for Vladimir coming up top, assuming he doesn't escape. There's the Misfortune ultimate. Corki does pick up the dragon, though. That's going to be a huge comeback for Electric. They really needed that gold. Now they're only behind 3K. At 5 is shrunk to 3 already. Follow me on Twitter, catching with a ridiculous twisted advance through a flash, and Tarek is a goner. Yeah, through once again. I mean, how many times has that got to happen? It's outrageous.
I think that the jungle trees actually gave Maokai a push on that one. If you saw, he twisted through the tree line, pun intended.
Ridiculous.
All right. Yeah, they're just like, go, my brother, go forth, kill this Tarek. Arcane Smash, completely disorienting Tarek. I mean, he was condemned right there. There was no possibility of him surviving.
Maokai made his declaration, and Tarek was to die. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yes.
So anyway, up middle, they're overextending a little bit. I guess they're very confident at this point. Yellow Buff is very confident with their domination of the map, and Electric really can't answer them. So they're actually going to have to really quickly take this red. They're pinging the red not because they want to gank or anything, but because they want to actually take their buffs for once. So that's nice for them. I think I'm not sure they're going to give it to. I assume they're giving it to Corki. I mean, that's really the only good option. Rather than Hakarim. I mean, Hakarim would take it for most of the game, but I think it's Corki's time. Corki has to he has to be the engine of their comeback at this point, because he's not that far behind. He's not doing that bad. His farm is behind compared to Misfortune by a somewhat significant margin, but he also has a kill and a death or kill and assist, and no deaths. So he has not been feeding all game.
Yeah, I want to mention
he's got that going for him.
That Vladimir has been free farming for some time now, as Rumble has been roaming around. This is not good, as he's going to be able to catch up here. He looks like he wants to build his Abyssal ASAP, going for that mage tank initiator type role, and that could really change this battle if they allow him to catch up right now. So I don't know. Rumble needs to make something happen and make sure that Vlad isn't just, solitary confinement up there. He needs to be harassed at least.
Yeah, he does. I think that Vlad is so far behind. I don't think they're too concerned about him at this point. I think that right now what Yellow Buff is really worried about is Corki catching up, because Corki's only behind like 6K gold compared to Misfortune, which is something that's not. I mean, or not 6K. What did I say? 600 gold. Wow, 6K. That would be a little bit of a difference. 600 gold is the difference between the two, which is not that big of a deal between those two carries, but. He can easily make up for that with just a quick double kill, or maybe just catching up on farm. Yeah. And Corki actually just bought. What did he just buy? He just blew his. Okay, he finished his eye edge. Good. So now Corki's picked up the eye edge, so he's down as Zeal compared to Misfortune. Oop. I think that's something to make up for. Anyway, here comes Initiate from Maokai. Look at that Rumble ult catching the whole team, everyone except Hakarim, and Noble Frog goes down as well as Vladimir. That's bad for Electric. Yellow Buff is now way ahead. That was a nice pick me up. They're actually almost back with their 5K lead again. Thanks to that catch. That Rumble ult. So glad to see a good Rumble.
Team Electric cannot afford to engage in any sort of a bottleneck like this jungle path right here. And look at the enemy team's abilities.
Oh, man.
So many line
spells. If they didn't have two dead people, this could be so huge for Karim. His ultimate is available. I don't know if he's going to go for it, though. It would be, oh, look at Corky. Look at Corky's poke, just whittling them all down. And also Baron's not making it any easier for them. Oh, man, but Karam just barely escaping with almost no health. Are they going to finish this Baron? It's so low. Yeah, there's no opposition. Oh, man, Electric totally gave up on that Baron. That's too bad. I would have liked to see a suicide ult in from Karam. Instead, he just kind of sat in the river and took the damage until he was forced to retreat.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But if they hadn't lost Vlad and Tarek earlier, they would have had a serious chance of taking that Baron.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
By the way, take a look at the vision for Yellow Buff right now. Of Baron. How many wards? It's like they don't even have wards. They have like a spotlight on the northwest corner of the map. Look at that. It's
satellite
ridiculous.
Image mapping right now.
They have a spy satellite over Baron. They have like 6 wards here in such a small area. That's vision. Meanwhile, you turn it around, look at Yellow Buff's vision. They don't have anything. They're totally shut down. They're blind.
I did want to point out the reason that Electric lost that fight is because of that Rumble. There's so many line spells for Yellow Buff's team comp right now. We got the Death Ray, we have the MF Conal ultimate, and also this AoE amount of damage from Chaos Storm and from Maokai even is a factor at that point. So I think the Electric has to be extremely wise with how they engage in their team fights. They need a wide open space like the mid lane, but those jungle bottlenecks. Oh,
look at that burst in the slotted pig. He may just barely escape thanks to Janna's shield, Janna's ultimate as well, trying to interrupt Karam. Oh, just barely escapes. Oh, that was so nice, but unfortunately, I think it came down to Karam whiffing his ult. It happened so fast. But Karam completely whiffed the landing on his ult, and that really cost them. If that hadn't happened, he would have killed him for sure. Now Misfortune healing up instantly with all that, with that Vamp Scepter.
Yeah.
All that was for naught. That's too bad. That was so close. It really looked like they were going to pick up a quick, easy kill.
That was a huge
nice
Janna ult right there, man. That was.
Yeah, it really was. Absolutely, it was. They did that and the exhaust to keep him off of Misfortune. So that was really nice. It was really nice. Always nice to see a really well placed Janna ult, because her ult can be so, it can destroy your own team if you screw it up. It's one of those real game changers and makes a huge difference. You can tell. You can see, Janna pull off a really amazing ult maybe twice in one match, and you realize this is like the best Janna in the world. Or if they fail it, then this is the worst Janna in the world. No, it's a binary like that. So if we have one of the best Jannas in the world, of course, we have pushed me over, playing a really solid support. But anyway, the pushing up bottom lane, Yellow Buff looking to push their advantage. They're up 7k gold now, which is really huge. And here comes the initiate with Goat on the boat, and Karam getting focused down first. Vladimir's is going next. He almost died, but he managed to survive due to his pool. And then finally, look at the turnaround with Corky actually putting down damage to finish off Janna, and they're going to be forced to go back. This actually was an even exchange, 1-for-1. I'm really surprised because it looked like Yellow Buff actually got torn apart by all that Corky damage. Now they're actually going to turn around back on Vlad. Vlad, what are you doing? You stayed in way too long. The pool is not going to save you. Vlad stayed in that fight for way too long. Corky he has healed up, but because he was away from the battle, they were able to catch Ahri by herself. Oh, that's so disappointing for Electric. They really blew that play right there. And they're going to give up an inhibitor as a result.
Flash Storm on Ahri, I mean, it's comparable to any amount of Tibor's damage. And that's just way too much. You can't escape that damage when he does that.
Yeah.
But I want to say, I feel like Electric did a lot better in that team fight because, if you'll note, they were evenly dispersed in a circumference around the tower. So really spaced out, and it played to their advantage. You'll see the Rumble ult only hit about 2 players, and the AoE just wasn't able to play out for Yellow Buff the way it had in the previous fight. So definitely positioning is going to determine the victors in this match.
Ooh, check out that damage on Spotted Pig catching Jackie Chan, but he's going to be chased off by Karam and Tarek. Let's see if they can land. There's the Dazzle. Ooh, is it going to be enough damage though? No, it's not. Here comes Victor with a ridiculously powerful Death Ray Rumble with a cleanup, and that's going to do it. Electric is basically completely screwed. I mean, they had such an opportunity there to pick up a quick pick, and they just couldn't. They couldn't get it. They couldn't get it. Jackie Chan got caught out of position, and then they almost had a pick on a Misfortune result, but then the backup came, and that was it. So now they're going to push up middle. They got an easy inhib here with 2 key players down. I don't think that the 3 squishies that are up can actually get this done. And I include Vladimir in that because he's on mostly a damage build. He's got a little bit of MR. That's about it.
No, this Maokai is looking to make things happen. He's just the head of the Phalanx right now. He cannot be stopped. He's way too tanky. I mean, we talked about how that gold could have been better used by MF, but look at how valuable this small fight initiate has been all game long. His ganks are amazingly powerful, but also his team fight ability, man, his initiating role. It's just remarkable. That's why people ban him.
Yeah, that's why people have been banning him, especially with following me on Twitter. They're definitely going to ban him next game. I mean, there's no question about that. They'd be out of their mind if they didn't ban him next game. But it's also worth noting that Misfortune, follow me, that Slotted Pig. Wow, that was nasty. Jesus, I couldn't even react to that one. I don't. Corky's like, yeah, I'm just gonna walk around in my own jungle. Oh wait, I instantly died.
Yeah,
good God,
that
yeah.
Was...
The Slotted Pig Misfortune has actually got so far ahead on farm. Nobody can even touch her on farm right now, and that's made up for the low kill. So she's not quite as dominant as say Ezreal was in the previous game under Jackie Chan, but she's still way ahead due to all this gold. I mean, let's look at actually the gold totals for each individual. 10,000 gold over. Wow, Jesus, that's terrible. 4 players on yellow buff are over 10,000 gold. They're actually fairly even, everyone but the support. But then you switch over to the other side and you look at Electrics, and they're several thousand behind. Each person several thousand behind. That's an insurmountable lead at this point. I mean, yellow buff is not the kind of team that's going to throw. They're not going to make the kind of mistake that's going to make up for this. When it was only a 5K or a 3K, it totally could have happened. But now, no, there's just no way. They're going to have to push in and secure this win. With 2 inhibitors down too. It's just like all they have to do is push top and wait for the minions to do the rest of the work.
That's right. And honestly, they really can't stop. I just feel like yellow buff has such a superior team comp right now. The fact that the enemy team is
that might be it. Yeah,
it's just like
that might be it.
Yeah,
the Karim has not been a real big factor. Only one or two decent plays. Obviously, a tiny fraction of the presence that Maokai has had this game. Maokai has been a complete terror. Every time he shows up, everything dies. It's been completely nuts.
Look at MF's score though, man. 1-0-10. This is like a support Misfortune right now.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, come on, give MF some kills here.
Maokai's like, no, it's my spotlight.
Victor and Maokai taking all the damn kills. Very greedy. Anyway, speaking of Maokai, jumps in on Hikarim. Hikarim gets a heal from Tarek. He's going to survive. Vladimir, actually, with the tower going down, that's going to be really bad for them.
The storm still has not gone down,
barely
by the way.
escaping. Yeah.
Look at this, look at this, look at this!
Oh, look at that, Victor. God, they're pushing everyone back in the tower. They actually lost a player, and they still pushed them back 4v5.
He should have gone for the storm right there.
Gave up a death on Rumble. Now with the critical mass, they can just push in these Nexus towers, and there's almost nothing they can do. Looks like Electric trying to turn it around at the last second here. They know they have a 4v5. They may actually be able to catch Janna or Maokai here. Slotted Pig is also escaping by just the skin of his teeth, but I think Hikarim has decided to give up, and they're not going to pick up any more kills. They did manage to drive him away from the tower, or from the Nexus for a very short amount of time, but it's 32 minutes, and they've already lost the Nexus tower and 3 inhibitors. It just is not looking good.
Yeah, I want to point out, I think Alex Pie might have been a bit greedy back there. You saw how low HP all the players were right outside the well, and he was in position for a Chaos Storm that could have killed at least 2 players. I think he wanted to make...
But he didn't cast it, he stayed on hold.
He wanted to make a godlike play and get like a quadra or pentakill right there, which I saw it before my eyes. I saw it was about to happen. I was like, getting excited. But he just saved it, and if he had landed a couple kills, they probably could have taken the Nexus right there. But hey, I won't critique him too hard. They're going to play it safe and go for this Baron right now. But yeah, do note Victor did not use half of his damage in that last team fight, and I think Electric is well aware of that right now.
Yeah, Rumble died before he could throw off his ultimate as well. So both of those players, massive damage and also crowd control in Rumble's case, and not even used. Kind of odd, but that happens sometimes, I guess. And Ari's ultimate is up as well. So if they do a very fast engage, which I suspect they're going to do right now, they're going to go seal this victory immediately. Then, Chaos Storm and Rumble's ultimate available at the same time. Misfortune's ultimate just came up as well. So there's almost nothing that can be done to stop Yellow Buff at this point, short of Yellow Buff making a gigantic error. I guess they're going to take the inhibitor first. I guess
Speaking of gigantic errors, MF leading the charge here. Not really sure what that's all about.
They actually managed to pull out Ari. The Chaos Storm totally wasted. Maokai diving in past the tower. He does not care. They have so much support here. The damage from Victor and everyone else taking out Hikarim. What a legend is just biding his time before he gets incinerated after coming out of
follow me on Twitter. 1v3s for days.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm just going to dive past the tower. Don't matter. It's cool. It's cool. I'm following you on Twitter. So there you go.
He kept 2 of their players out of that team fight for at least 8 seconds back there.
Oh. Yeah.
Ban Maokai? No, don't ban Maokai. I love watching it.
Ban him.
Yeah, seriously, look at that score though, man. For Maokai, 145 farm, 4-1-11 as a jungle support. Wow. And then Victor, of course, amazingly fed as well. That was just an awesome game there from Yellow Buff. Huge shout-outs to both teams. GG. And looks like we're in for a Game 3 right now.